What's going on, everyone? I've been feeling like shit lately. Kind of got like a cold or something from a flu shot that I got from the VA. But anyway, um, so I watched a few of you guys' videos. My last video, I guess it did kind of sound wishy-washy. Um, I don't believe that the invasion of Iraq was legit, but I do believe, since we were already committed, that we should have, you know, stayed committed to Iraq. So, and I do not dislike Muslims, actually. I do not think they're, shitty people or anything. There are a lot of moderate Muslims. But anyway, I watched Joe Primal's video on his defensive homestead video, the one he did on the whiteboard. This is what I used to do a lot, is whiteboard videos. Those are always interesting, I think. Um, I mentioned that, get the infantry field manual. Um, I watched a video a second ago that reminded me of Joe Primal's video on how to defend his homestead, and it was supposedly one guy defeated like 21 terrorists in Syria, and God, if I was in California, I don't believe I would follow those gun laws. I would probably try to buy at least magazines and shit in Arizona or something. So anyway, I know Joe Primal has SKSs, and SKSs are awesome. But that video, when I was deployed, there was a log pack that got their asses handed to them, like they usually did, and I think they fired 6 shots back at they were Iranian, or they're like Mahdi army type dudes, and they fired hundreds of shots at these people, and the Pogues only fired 6 shots back. They're probably either overly micromanaged or didn't know what the fuck to do, and never thought they would get into contact. But so having a few people, especially just family members that aren't trained on, reacting to contact, can be a shitty situation, and you actually might find yourself being the only dude rocking a rifle to try to, shoot at the bad guys to get them to back the fuck off or to run away. And so I'll post a link below of this crazy video. It's the video. It looks like the guys up in the building, and the attackers to the compound aren't even hardly running for cover. They aren't using any cover concealment. It's kind of silly, but this guy is definitely defending his homestead, and you could see him. There's like a little wall, kind of like what Joe Primal described, but they have a Haji dirt walls and rock walls and mud walls, most likely, and that's where he is at 117. You could see it, but in California, I would definitely try to figure something out. I'm not saying to break the law, but I'm not saying to follow the law either. But shit, if some shit like that were to go down in the United States, I think the United States would just go crazy. But I think it would take a lot for this shit to happen here. It would take a lot, and there's so many, country people that grew up shooting. Not as much as there was, 20 years ago these days, but there's a lot of people, where I'm from in Tennessee that can shoot, and I just can't imagine anarchy in the United States. I think it's possible, but it would take a big something, like a big, almost apocalyptic type event. But and anyway, this video that I'm posting a link below is an idea on, you know, getting attacked and what you would do. You know, how many rounds do you really probably need in a firefight? Now, if the guy was trained halfway decent, I believe he would be able to take each of those guys out easily. But I don't think the guy could shoot worth a shit, or he's freaking out. I don't know. Tell me what you think about this video. But think about a trained fighter. You know, they didn't know where they were getting shot at from, which is good. Imagine just taking calculated, accurate shots, and you know, they don't have trees and shit in the video, but it would be interesting, you know, and it makes you think, you know, the more ammo you have, the better. So, you know, in all of history, when people get, you know, in shit, it's a fan situations, there are a lot of looting, and there are a lot of people coming to take your shit, including the government with the scorched earth policy, and you know, they do all kinds of shit. So defending, you know, if the stormtroopers come for your place, you're fucked, I believe, unless you hide shit very well. But if the you know, a gang of scallywags or something comes up, I think it would be wise to start blasting away at them and teach them, especially if you kill or injure one. It'd probably be wise to make them learn that shit gets real when you're trying to take other people's shit. So, anyway, this video is about nothing. Thanks for listening, and take care.